Another windy day, Julia.
Very. Sea's a bit choppy.
I don't know how much you can hear because the sea's loud, the wind is blowing. We are in East Preston. Hello.
Hello.
I'm Richard Vobes, the Bald Explorer.
And I'm not.
You're not? Who are you?
I'm Julia.
Oh yeah, you're the lovely Julia. Forgot about that. And over there, looking decidedly not so happy at the moment because a bit sleepy and tired. Could you just pull my hood down? I feel like a twit with that. It's the lovely Joseph. We're in East Preston. I had this idea that we would do some walks along the coastline of Britain.
Yeah.
England. And then Wales and Scotland, Britain. And at different times. Like we're supposed to be doing the villages along the A24 that we've yet to carry on with.
Yeah,
we will do those. And the trouble is, I thought, well, let's just move away from Worthing, because you've done that. Move away from the place near you's name. Lagoon.
Widewater.
Widewater. We'll come to East Preston, which is along the coast a bit, to sort of near Rustington on the way to Littlehampton.
Yeah. I've never been here.
You've never been here?
No, it's lovely.
It is very nice. I just wanted to show off to those people, because obviously we get a lot of people who live overseas or in different parts of the countryside. It's very similar in a way to Worthing, just as expansive.
Yeah.
And look, it goes on for bloody miles down there. But
And down there.
and oh yes, and
Down there.
down that way. I think we'll just move away from the sea. I'm just worried about it's not picking up the sound terribly well, and all you're hearing is
Yeah.
and I know that happens. So I thought we'll push the pushchair up there and maybe go and have a look at East Preston itself, see what's there.
Yeah. That
Shall we
sounds
do
good.
that?
Yes, please.
Good idea. Just getting the little pram there, the buggy,
Back up the beach.
up the beach. That was a bit of an effort.
It was.
Couldn't film that because both of us were involved. Right, we're going to have a little walk now into the village. I know that a friend of mine, Nigel Cooper, who used to be in Snug and Cosy, my little TV series that I had all those years ago, he lived in East Preston. And I remember coming down when I used to know him as a young man in the area and come and visit and stay, and we would come here. But really and truly, that's probably talking about something like 40 years ago. I haven't been back since.
Intriguing.
I don't even think that we used to bring our children down here. We may have done once. I got that vague recollection.
Recollection, yeah.
Thanks.
I like this building.
Yeah, it's a lovely looking building with the flintstones in there, and then the hanging tiles and the little dormer window up the top.
Yeah, it's got an old feel, but it doesn't look as old as I feel it is supposed to look.
No, I think all of these buildings are not actually very old in terms of ancientness.
No, I must say I like it.
Yeah.
And this one over here actually. But it doesn't look that old.
No, and those beams are just stuck on the side. They're not structural at all.
Well, they've done a good job because it looks like they are to my unworthy eye.
Yeah, the whole shape of the building is totally wrong. It's horrible.
You don't like it?
I hate it.
Well, I prefer it more than some of the ridiculous hutches that are going up.
Oh.
Using your word.
Yes, those bunny hutches. I absolutely agree. I don't know anything about East Preston at all, so this is all quite intriguing. Look, there's a nice little alleyway down there with, again, these mock Tudor frontage houses, complete with pebble dash. All a little bit too twee for me. A bit twee.
These ones, I can tell they're brand new.
Yeah.
Even I can tell that.
I suppose that, they're making an effort, aren't they, to blend them into historic, and these have been built up over several years, and that's acceptable to me. There's a whole load of different styles. For example, to your left, there's what looks like 1960s buildings, flats.
Yeah.
And that's okay, because they're 1960s, but you're mixing that up with... There's an old building. Look, now, here is a genuine old building, over here with the slate roofs. See, I mean, that must be Victorian. Probably early Victorian, probably old fishermen's cottages, I would imagine. Just looking at those.
I love the porthole windows.
Yeah. And then you move round and you get into the other end of that little twee lane that we just earlier saw, and some of these, they're sort of 1940s, I would say. Those are probably the most, they remind me of the Coast Guard cottages in the Seven Sisters, perched on the edge there. So, to me, they might be older than Victorian, actually, with those slate roofs. I don't know. Sometimes hard to tell.
Yes.
Should we go back that way?
I think so. I do wish I knew more about architecture and historically and all of that. It's quite embarrassing.
Well, I think unless one studies these things or reads them up or is taught them at school, you just don't know. And I think it is fascinating, these old buildings. It is quite hard. Look at this here, this little ramshackle little cottage with a chimney or a workshop.
Terribly, terribly cute, that. This wonky donkey little building.
See, now that to me is what we English do very well. That is little wonky donkey little place, like you say. We're getting here into a bit of a sort of seaside-y, resort-y type look.
Yeah, I do like that clock tower. It's very, very pretty. A little bit run down.
Yes, and I mean, look at the different floors. You've got the attic or the garrets at the top with the dormer windows, and then further down on what is almost like a Dutch style roof, you've got that second tier of windows, and then underneath the eaves you've got the third tier, and then the ground floor with the shops.
Stark difference to that set of shop fronts, isn't it?
Yeah, but these are very not bad. I mean, that looks like a 1960s build, or 50s possibly. So it's interesting to know whether there was any damage during the Second World War here, because often you'll see a 50s building go up in a place where a bomb had dropped, and they've had to do something very quickly. But it's not a bad, it's a very nice little village, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite quiet.
Very quiet.
Considering how close it is to other larger towns.
Little cafe here, look, the Seahorse Cafe. There we go. I mean, that's, I don't know, it's very grandised Victorian. There's probably a proper term for that. Grandiose Victoriana.
Yeah.
I would imagine, because of all that. It's sort of, Victorians sometimes just got into that very over-the-topness, and that to me is over the top. It's trying to look like I don't know what it's trying to look like. There's a sort of part Tudor with the wood on the thing, and then all these rooms.
And there's these houses over there, and they don't look very old at all, but I love when they put these dragons on the edges
on the top,
on the tips of the eaves. But they could have done different dragons on each house. I mean, come on.
Well, I'm sure that's just something that's moulded and bought en masse from somewhere.
Yes, but you'd put something like that on a building, on a house or something, to give it some extra character.
Right.
So why make them all the same?
Good question.
Because most of the time, whenever you see those, you'll see different dragons.
Right. Yes.
Maybe be 6 houses apart. You'd see the same dragon eventually.
Yes. Of course, these aren't Victorian, but in the Victorian period, end of the Victorian period, I think those sort of features were very prevalent, especially on terraces and on semi-detached and detached houses. But because they're made to look like that, I think again, it's just a job lot to make them look like they are Victorian. They're in keeping with.
I suppose it's a petty whinge anyway.
Now, I do remember coming down to this park. I think it was in this park, East Preston Park, and there was in the centre there was a sundial, and there are pictures. I won't be able to find them to put them into this video because I've no idea where they are, but there are pictures of Nigel and I when I used to come down here making complete fools of ourselves standing on this sundial in this little empty park.
That looks like a stone foosball table over there.
Sorry, what did you say?
That looks like a stone foosball table, as in football. I don't know why they call them foosball.
That's why I was confused. I've never heard of foosball.
Foos.
Foos? Right.
Maybe I'm just bastardising the word. I don't know, but that's one of those things.
If you look back, you've got more of those mock Tudor houses. I bet they're very expensive behind us. Let's go over to the foosball, or foos, whatever it's called. Interesting trees around the edge of the park. I was going to say there's a gorgeous set of clump there and there. And here we go. Is it?
It is. It is what I thought it was.
Foosball. Well, there we are. Look at that. Kids can come down here.
Got to provide your own little ball.
And have a go.
That's really cool.
Let's ask Joseph what he thinks. What do you think, Joseph? Have you ever heard of foosball? What do you think?
You play football? Hey, Jojo?
Well, that was a swift look at East Preston. Very nice. We're out of the wind. Well, there's a little bit of wind, but not as windy as on the beach. Definitely worth coming and having a route round.
Yeah. It was lovely. Didn't find that sundial.
No, sundial's gone.
My apologies. Was I yeah-yaring again?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just taking the mickey.
Yeah. What's new?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Until next time, thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to follow, like and subscribe. We'll try and do another one. Put your thumbs up. Yeah. And it'll all be good. Till then, bye-bye.
Bye.